Hey everybody, Tracking Pat, back again on the KMX control, and today we're going to show you how to use the A.G.E features. This is probably the biggest thing that they've added since the older controls made in the 90s. Even though we had an A.G.E control in the 90s, it was a little bit cumbersome. It was a first time chance on trying to figure out how to make this thing work, and we really made it much better in the 2000s. But now that we've gotten to this control, which is going to replace a lot of those old controls, or you might just be buying as a basic control, it's still going to give you all the power of A.G.E, which is amazing because nobody has a day where they don't have something missing on a print, whether they drew it themselves or it was given to them from a customer or maybe one of their own engineers. It's human nature to forget something, and you realize it when you get in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you from the prints that we have here on how to make two different parts. The first part, the one on the left, has a line that is not tangent to an arc, which means the line would go straight through the arc and out the other side. The one on the right-hand side that I'm going to do after that is going to show that same line only tangent to the arc. So we're going to start with the one on the left. I'm in the program mode, and I'm just going to push go to beginning. So in case you didn't know, anytime I go into anything irregular, it automatically turns on A.G.E. So I'm going to go to a profile and say it's an irregular profile, and it just needs a starting point. So when you look at your print, the lower left corner of the part is at -1 inch and -5 inches absolute, because 0 is in the center of the arc. The next thing it's asking me is where's my tool going to be. So again, I have the pop-up window. I'm going to use 2 for left, so I want a climb mill. I'm going to forget about the finish cut because this is just to give you an idea how it works, so I'm just going to leave it at 0. I'm going to put in a feed rate of 30 inches and say tool number 1. So if I push the look button, there's my starting point, that little blue dot. You see my center point where my crosshairs are up above it. So now I've got a milling event or an arc event, and in our case it's a milling event. So when I select mill, it says where does the X end, and you have two choices. You could say -1 inch, or I'm sorry, yeah, -1 inch, absolutely. Or you could simply say ink set because it doesn't change from the beginning point. Then I get to the Y point, and that's where I realized they didn't put that dimension on my print, right? So I got a couple choices here, but the easiest one is they give you a feature that says guess. As funny as that might sound, I can look at that print and say it's somewhere around a -3 inches because that's the size of the arc. So I'm just going to put guess -3, and you'll see that there's a G in front of the number. So it's saying this is where I'm going to look for that number, right? So then it's asking, is there a conrad, which the print shows there's a ½ inch conrad. It's saying, do you know how long the line is, which I do not. And it's also saying, do you know the line angle, which I do know. The line angle is 90 degrees from 0. But you'll notice as you start to use the control that you've given it enough information, it already shows from the given straight point up to the guess point that it's moving at 90 degrees from 0. So in that case, I don't have to tell it anything else. But I do want to remind you that when you're not answering these questions, do not hit one of the set keys, because that will put a 0 in that dimension, and then the machine can't auto-calculate, okay? So I'm simply going to say page forward, and then it's asking me what do I want to do next. So the next thing I have is an arc. It's asking me whether or not that arc is tangent to that line, and the answer is no. So you can push 2 for no. Or you can just push the set key and it'll default to no. So that's just one of the shortcuts that's built in, right? Now it's asking me what direction my arc is. It's clockwise, so number 1. It's asking me where my X end is, which is a +1 inch. And it's asking me where my Y end is, and again, I don't know. So I'm going to push guess, -3, absolute. It's asking me where my X center is, which is absolute 0, so I can push 0 or just push the set key. Same thing is true for the Y-axis. And then it's asking me about the conrad at the end of the arc. That's the 0.5 radius at the end of the arc. The actual radius of the arc itself is 3 inches. When I put that in there, you'll notice that all of a sudden I've got a bunch of OKs at the top, right? So if I look here, you'll see that it's figured out those first 2 parts, okay? As I continue on, I would just say page forward. And then in here, I would say I've got a milling event, which is not tangent, ends at 1 inch or ink set, and ends at -5. And when I look, there's my part. Now I don't have to complete the bottom for you to understand how this works, but what I do want to show you is how it thinks, okay? So I'm going to hit the mode key here, and I'm going to go into Math Help. And in Math Help, I can manually figure out missing dimensions. So some of our older controls, this is the way you had to do it. With all of our new controls, the A.G.E is smart enough to do it itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to look under B where it says line arc or arc intersections. And then it's giving me a few different choices on here on which one that you would want to use, right? And so in here on 13 it says find the intersection of a line and an arc when 2 points are known on the line, the arc's center and radius is known. So when I push that button, it draws me a picture of what it's looking for. And in my case, I've got that vertical line that's 1 inch from 0, right? So I'm going to describe that by saying -1 and -5. And the other end of the line would be -1 and let's say +5. The center of the arc would be 0, 0. And the radius would be 3 inches. And once you use the Math Help like that, you'll notice right here there's a little red dot that says, hey, I see this intersection. But you see it also says next solution, and it sees a one up at the top. So when I was in the program mode and I guessed at -3 inches, it eliminated the wrong answer and automatically gave me the right answer. That's the power of A.G.E and the guess feature. Okay? So I'm going to go back into my program. And I'm going to cheat here a little bit. I'm going to go to the beginning and I'm just going to page forward. And then I'm going to delete these events that I already made. So I'm back to just having the starting point. So now I'm going to do the print that's on the right-hand side that has the tangencies. So I've got the same starting point. I go into my milling event. My X and Y are both unknown. Okay? Now a little hint, when you get good at this, you're going to realize that if you don't have information on a tangency point, you don't even have to guess at it, it will figure it out. But a lot of times it's still more convenient to do so because you'll know you're in the right place as you're doing your programming. So I am going to use the guess feature. I'm going to say that I'm going to guess this is somewhere around -3, and I'm going to say this is somewhere around -1. Whoops, forgot that one. Guess, -1. Got to use the guess feature. And then it says, what else do you know about that line? And the answer is absolutely nothing. So because of that, I'm going to page forward. If I look, I've got a dotted line going to the guessed numbers. I'm going to select my next arc. It says, is it tangent? And this time it is. So I'm going to say 1 for yes. Direction is going to be 1 for clockwise. And I got the same problem on the other side, but this time I'm going to show the power of the control, so I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to simply leave them blank. Remember, don't use the absolute keys. You put zeros in there. The center of the arc is still absolute 0. There's no Conrad. The radius itself is 3 inches. And the chord angle would be how many degrees of arc are included in that arc, which I have no idea, so I'm going to skip that too. So when I look, you'll see that it ain't quite right yet, but it's trying to figure something out, right? So the next thing I would do is tell it I have another milling event, which is tangent, so 1 for yes. It ends down at the bottom at 1 inch, -5. And at that point, it all says OK again, right? So when I look, you'll see that there's my completed shape. So if I was to go back to Math Help and look at tangencies, which comes out under C, and then I would look for number 17, which is pretty much what it looks like, only sideways, right? And I give my basic numbers. I started at -1, I started at -5, the center of my arc is 0, 0, and my radius is 3 inches. It redraws the geometry and says, hey, I've got 2 solutions. So again, first solution on the left, second solution on the right. When I guessed at the left one first, it picked the left one. And on the right-hand side, I left it blank because the direction of the arc is what actually told it which side to go to anyway. So that's why I was able to get away with not actually guessing at the tangency. In a Math Help, it doesn't know whether the arc goes clockwise or counterclockwise. But in the programming of A.G.E, you can tell it that. So a lot of times that's all the information it needs to get rid of the other part. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I've got another print here that's missing all kinds of dimensions. So I'm going to start out first of all by, as I push this here and erase this program, I'm going to go back to program mode and go back to beginning, and I want to talk about this print. This is a print that we use all the time to teach people how to understand everything there is to know about A.G.E programming. Because it is there to teach, a good half of the dimensions are missing. You should never have a print missing this many dimensions, and if somebody gave it to me as a machinist, I'd give it right back to them and say, hey, how about a little help, right? But in this case, we're using this strictly to show you how powerful A.G.E can be. So we're going to do this as a pocket. So I'm going to go to Pocket, and I'm going to select Irregular Pocket. And it needs a starting point, and in the lower left-hand corner, we've got 0, 0. One thing I want to point out about the way that pockets work is that the direction that you describe the pocket is going to determine whether you climb mill or conventional mill, because it knows the tool's got to be on the inside to be a pocket, right? So here's my finish cut, 10 thousandths, let's say. My feed rate of 30 inches a minute. My finished feed rate, I'm just going to keep it at 30 and use tool number 1. So there's my starting point. So I want to climb mill this part, which means I'm going to describe it in a counterclockwise direction. So first of all, I've got a milling event. The X ends at 3.75. The Y ends at 0 absolute. It already says OK. I can show you that with the look button. So I would page forward. The next piece on the print is a milling event also. It's not tangent to the previous, so I would just leave it at no. My X, I can see at the print, goes to 4.5 inches. But the Y dimension is not on the print. Now again, as you get smarter at understanding how the machine thinks, you'll realize that whether I guess at the Y or not doesn't matter as long as I can tell it something else. For now, I'm going to keep it simple, so I'm going to guess and say it's somewhere around an inch. And then I'm going to look at the other questions I have left, and I notice down here at the bottom it says, do you know the angle of the line? Well, I do. On the print it says it's 60 degrees, so when I put that in there, there it is, right? And you also notice over here on the left-hand side that in red numbers, it's showing me all the things I didn't tell it. So what I didn't know was that Y end was 1.299. What I did know was the length of it, or not the length of it, but the angle, but I see now that the length of it is 1.5 inches. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is another milling event. It's not tangent. X stays where it is, so no change. Y goes to 2.75. And because I gave both answers, it says OK, so page forward. Here's where the fun part happens. Now I've got an arc to do. That arc is tangent to that milling event. The direction of the arc is going counterclockwise, so that's number 2. I don't know where the X and Y ends. Okay, now from what I told you earlier, if I don't guess at any of this stuff, it's still going to figure these tangent points out. But to make it easier to follow, I'm going to do so, right? So I'm going to say that this one, I guess it's somewhere around 3 inches, and I'm going to guess that the Y is about the same, probably around 3 inches, okay? What I do know is the center of the arc. So the center of the arc is 3.75, that's the dimension at the bottom, and 2.75, which is the dimension on the right side. There's no Conrad, and the radius is 0.75. The last question is how many degrees of arc? I don't know that, so I'm going to page forward. And when I look, you see I have a dotted line for the arc, but I'm basically in the right area, right? So now I'm going to take the look button back off. I'm going to do the second arc. This arc is tangent to the last arc, so I'm going to say 1 for yes. I'm going to tell it this one is going clockwise direction. X end I don't know, so I'm going to guess. I'm going to say it's somewhere around 1 inch. I'm going to guess at the Y, say it's somewhere around 1.5. And then again, this time I don't even know where the centers are, right? I could visually say it's probably somewhere. If I wanted to go in here and guess, I could say, it's probably around 2, and the Y is probably somewhere around 4. But it isn't nothing on the print telling me that, right? What it is telling me is that I've got a radius of 1.5 inches. Okay? When I look, it's kind of in the right area, but it's not quite right. So now I'm going to page forward, and I'm going to do another arc, which is also tangent, so 1 for yes. Directions back to counterclockwise. Again, I don't know where it ends, but I can guess, so I'm going to guess, say somewhere around -1. The Y is going to be somewhere around 2 inches. And the X and Y center is what I do know again. So the X center is 0. The Y center is 3.25. And there's no Conrad. The radius is 1.25. Okay? Notice on the left side that it says OK already. So when I push the look button, you're going to see that it's drawing it correctly. It just doesn't have enough information on the last arc. So I'm going to page forward, do a milling event, which is also tangent to the previous arc. So I'm going to say 1 for yes. X ends at 0. And the Y dimension is not on the print. So I can guess that it's about 1 inch. And if I look at it, I'm almost there, right? The last thing that I can tell it though is the length of, or the angle of that line. Now keep in mind that understanding angles is a different thing that I haven't shown you yet. But just think of it like this. I'm going to use my hands to describe it, right? My finger is pointed at 0 degrees, which is 3 o'clock. If I point straight up, it's at 90, 180, 270, right? On that print, it shows 30 degrees from 90. But I'm not going that direction. I'm going this direction. So you would take the opposite of that, which would be the 270 plus the 30. That line is pointing at 300 degrees. And notice it says OK right away. If I look at it, it looks right. And if I come in here and I do my last milling event, I would just say that's not tangent and I'm going to 0, 0. I got an OK automatically. And I would say end A.G.E. Two more things I want to show you. First of all, if I change modes and I go to the setup mode and I just put a tool size in here, so I'm just going to move this thing over to here. Let's say it's a 1/4 inch drill bit, or 1/4 inch end mill, I'm sorry. And then I return and I go to tool path. You're going to see that it created a tool path that's vertical to remove everything inside of the pocket. You don't get to control the way the tool path is to remove a pocket, but it looks at the fastest and smartest way to do so automatically for you. The reason I'm showing you that is if I go back to the program here and I go to begin, as I walk through this program, I can remember that I had an arc here where I didn't have enough information, right? And if I was to come down here and change the size of that 1.5 inch radius to say 4.5 inches, it automatically changes everything on both sides of that arc because it knows that they have to blend, right? So if I was to move here and go back to my setup mode and look at my tool path, you'll see that not only did it change the geometry of the pocket, but it also changed the way that it roughs it out because it says now it would be faster to do it in the x-axis than in the y. So this is why I'm telling you that the A.G.E feature is super powerful. And to have this kind of power right at the control without having to go back to your customer or go back to the engineer who drew it or even just go back and trig it all out to figure out what's missing, you just tell it what you do know, leave out what you don't know or guess at it, and the ProtoTRAK will figure out everything for you. So this should give you a much better idea on how to use the A.G.E features that are in the KMX. They're super simple, they're super powerful, and I hope you use them because you'll get a lot out of it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, remember to keep on tracking.